And now taking a look at some court news out of Rockingham County, North Carolina. A man who was arrested on a long list of charges after a series of bomb threats and a standoff with law enforcement officials will serve at least 2 decades in a North Carolina prison after being found guilty by a jury. On Thursday, May the 18th, after almost 2 weeks of trial, a Rockingham County jury found 40-year-old Joseph Linwood Irvin guilty on 3 counts of assault with a firearm on a law enforcement officer, 3 counts of communicating a threat of mass violence on educational property, 3 counts of making a false report concerning mass violence on educational property, 2 counts of making a false report concerning a destructive device in any building, 1 count of making a false report concerning a destructive device on a public building, 2 counts of threats against court officers, and 3 counts of a threatening phone call. Rockingham County Superior Court Judge Stan Allen sentenced Irvin to a minimum of 258 months. That's 21 years, 6 months in the North Carolina Department of Adult Correction. Under North Carolina law, Irvin must serve the entire minimum of 21 years and 6 months before he's eligible for release, and then be on supervised probation for an additional 18 months. Now, according to the Rockingham County District Attorney's Office, what began as a 911 hang-up call threatening the lives of several elected officials, it ended in a nearly 9-hour standoff in which law enforcement officers with the Rockingham County Sheriff's Office were assaulted with a firearm. On March the 11th of 2020, deputies were dispatched to the 100 block of Deodara Lane in Ruffin to conduct a well-being check. Shortly after his arrival, Lieutenant Jason Hutchins attempted to perform the well-being check and found himself facing the barrel of a shotgun. Deputies radioed for backup, and that's when the standoff began. According to the district attorney's office, the barricaded individual, Joseph Irvin, continued to point the firearm at multiple officers. During the standoff, Irvin began calling in bomb threats to all of the high schools in the county, eventually leading to the lockdown of all 22 Rockingham County schools. Several businesses in the county also received bomb threats. Fortunately, no bombs were located, but the district attorney's office said the response created an enormous strain on the county's resources. Now, special response team members with the Rockingham County Sheriff's Office were eventually able to arrest Irvin without further incident. No one was harmed during that standoff. Rockingham and Caswell County District Attorney Jason Ramey said, and this is a quote, "For years, Joseph Linwood Irvin waged an unceasing campaign of harassment against local government officials to gratify his thirst for attention." Now, it said his obsession with our former elected Rockingham County Clerk of Superior Court, the Honorable Mark Pigram, culminated in Irvin unleashing mass chaos on March 11, 2020. Were it not for the fearless actions of law enforcement officers that serve the citizens of our county and all our agencies, that day would have ended tragically. Bringing Joseph Irvin to justice and protecting our citizens was truly a community effort. I am grateful to the agencies who protected our schools and our businesses and made sure everyone was safe, unquote. Ramey also went on to say that actions such as Irvin's will not be tolerated and that students deserve to feel safe in their schools, employees safe at work, and the law enforcement officers who put their lives on the line every day deserve to come home safely. Joseph Irvin is no stranger to many in Rockingham County. He campaigned to run for Rockingham County Clerk of Superior Court back in 2018, but he lost the election to incumbent Clerk of Court Mark Pigram, who is now retired. In 2018, when he announced his run for Clerk of Court, WXII-TV reported that Irvin had been convicted of cyberstalking in Rockingham County District Court in 2017, but had appealed the case to Superior Court. In addition, Irvin had a restraining order against him at the time. WXI also reported that Irvin was convicted of 2 different domestic violence protection order violations in Rockingham County and served 31 days in jail because of those charges. He also served 7 days in jail in 2014 for a DWI in Rockingham County. Irving had a domestic criminal trespass conviction from 2016 in Rockingham County, a resisting a public officer conviction in Dare County in 2005, and been convicted on 2 misdemeanor counts of possessing or consuming beer or wine in a public street in Pitt County in 2004, and a conviction of resisting a public officer in 2004 in Pitt County, North Carolina. Now, there's a lot more to this story, including more comments from District Attorney Jason Ramey. You can see them by going to our Facebook page. You can simply go to facebook.com/StarNewsTV.